not single because of standards. I'm single because of sacrifice. Yeah. And the way that I operate and the way that my purpose speaks to me is, if relationships around me, romantic or not, don't complement what I'm called to do, they have to be dissolved. Yeah. It has to move away from me. And I am willing to give up what felt like the greatest love if it doesn't feel like you are in alignment with what I'm called to do. Mm-hmm. The man for me isn't going to attempt to drag me away from my purpose. Mm-hmm. He's going to figure out his part of his purpose for me is going to figure out how he can highlight that in me. Like, the man for me is going to say, I see that you're called to do something. I want you to do that. How can I support you? Also, the man for me understands that what I am called to do is probably in alignment with elevating him in some way. It doesn't have to be a me or a this or that. It's an and thing. And that's a really, really big deal. It's just so many choices that people make because society says you have to make them. I have always refused to be that person, and I'll die alone before I become that person. And honestly, I'm not alone. I'll never be alone. I'm very clear on what I've been called to do, and either you contribute to that or you disappear.
And I'm with that. I'm glad that she is very much self-aware, and I don't have any kind of smoke for her in particular, right? I'm just going to react to exactly what she says. First of all, a man's purpose is not a woman. I don't know where they taught y'all at. I don't know where y'all got that from. I don't know what coach, how that became an internet talking point. A man's purpose is never a woman. A man's purpose is a purpose. Now, let's speak to her point. We're going to break this down situation by situation based off of what she explained to us, right? Now, here's the interesting part about it is that she's saying that part of his purpose, and then she goes on to say what she's requiring. And then she also goes on to say, in the very beginning, prior to saying that, she said that anything that distracts her from her purpose. Now, what people don't realize is that your purpose is ever evolving. So, for example, the things that you thought you were supposed to do at 20 is completely different than the things that you were supposed to do when you're 30, 40, 50. Your purpose is revealed to you through the work. It's revealed to you as you continue to go forward in whatever it is that's meaningful in life. So as I evolve, you never stop having different purposes. It just changes into something that's a lot more conducive depending on where you're at within your journey in life, right? Now, the thing that we are leaving out of this, and why we continue to have these conversations, is that we've removed the foundation of who we are and why we're here. Men are here to fulfill a purpose. In most instances, women can do things that are beneficial to society too, but a woman was put here to be a helpmeet to a man. Let me say it again, because I know a lot of y'all think that the word changes. Y'all think that things are supposed to evolve just because it's 2023. The nature of people are the same, and the purpose of who we are is the same. Men are supposed to continue to, become great, sacrifice, take care of business, be on top of their game, and then their purpose is revealed to them through the work. Now, women, you are supposed to be productive members of society also. But at the same time, the best version of you is the best version of him. When you come together with a person that you're supposed to be with, that you're equally yoked with, you can pull 10 times your weight versus it being one of one or one of two, right? And in most instances, I've seen some of the most successful, greatest women, and they are in corporate America. They are directors, they are CEOs, they are business owners, but they didn't forget the foundation of who they are. And they are able to turn that off when they get home. And so what she's looking for is a partnership. She's not looking for a husband. Because any man that operates within his masculinity, his purpose is not you. I'm just going to be real. And then if you are really on board with being one and you understand your role as a wife and him as a husband, because we see women say this all the time. They say, well, I want a partner. The person that I partner with, no, you're supposed to want a husband, and there's a difference. And because we've advocated for, supported, then subconsciously put in our head what feminism is, and then we've become that, now we're so outside of what we're ordained to do that we then have women inside of pulpits. We got men then operating in their femininity. We got guys as being stay-at-home dads and women as like, it's crazy to me. It's absolutely insane. And right is wrong, wrong is right. Everything is upside down. And then you want a man that's going to be Superman and do it all. And then somehow, some way, even with him being at the finish line and being a finished product, he's supposed to sacrifice himself and then allow for you or marry somebody who have already given away the best versions of themselves to other people, but then they saying that they just have not found the love of their life, right? So we got to be careful with this rhetoric. And again, I'm glad that she's self-aware because she's saying that she's willing to die alone. At least she's not delusional about the possibilities of what if. But she's basically saying that if he don't fit into her life the way that she sees him, being able to be the most conducive and productive for her, and then vice versa. Let me give her a little bit of credit also on that other side, because she's also saying in the same way her to him, she's basically looking at each other as a one-to-one, and it's not. It never will be. Every single time that I've seen a relationship play out, I don't care what the dynamics is, it's never a one-to-one. 99.9% of the time, the men carry the majority of the load, the majority of the burden. He's the one that's responsible. Think about it like this. If y'all get together and then y'all lose your house, nobody is going to the woman and saying, what happened? Why did you lose your house? That always is going to fall on the man. The shoulders, it's always going to fall on the shoulders of a man. At the end of the day, regardless of whatever it is that you contribute into this relationship, it always finds itself falling on the burden of man. And so what I see based off of the picture that she's painting in my own life experiences and coaching a lot of different people and understanding what being successfully married looks like is that this is the type of mentality that then leads you into being forever relationships or jumping from person to person depending on where you are in your journey at that particular time, right? This is not the type of person that most people decide, that have this mentality that most people decide, you know what, I want to make her my wife. Because no guy is ever going to come second to your purpose. Not any man that operates truly in how he's supposed to operate as a man. Not that I know of. I don't know any man that pedestalizes a woman before what it is that he's supposed to do. And she's basically operating in her masculinity. And so I would say that this is the type of woman that most men would probably stay away from. And it's not because they're intimidated. It's not because you're smart. It's not because you're great. And I've seen this woman before, right? I don't know where I've seen her before, but I've seen her on a podcast or something talking, and I actually respect her business acumen, and I respect her hustle, and I respect her grind. But I also understand that in this 24 hours of day in a day life that we have, that you're never going to be truly fulfilled unless you really operate within the purpose that God ordained you to do. That's just my personal opinion. I wish her the best. She's never said anything that I think is just absolutely outside and crazy, but I also think that she needs to be very much prepared to either make a huge sacrifice on something else with the guy that she get with, or be truly ready to die alone with that dog. All right? Let me know what y'all think in the comments. It's very difficult to convince women of this because they've already trained themselves and conditioned themselves to move a certain way. But let me know what y'all think in the comments. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Also, teach Henley 30% off your first order plus a free gift. Make sure you head over to the Millionaire Morning Show this morning. It's going to be a really great show. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. I'm looking forward to hearing what y'all got to say. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm out.